Hey, welcome back to another video, and today we're playing Geometry Dash. So if you didn't know, Geometry Dash has something like coins, and they're like this extra thing you can go out of your way to get that's slightly harder. Well, secret coins, that's their full name. And I thought it would be fun to take some official levels and add more coins to them. So we have Stereo Madness, Jumper, and the 7 Seas, and we're going to add more coins to each. Starting with Stereo Madness. So the first coin is over here, and this is just to show you what coins are like. So you normally go up here, but if you want the coin, you go down here, you go there. And that's how you get the coin. But we're going to add some new coin. Okay, what about over here? You could delete this spike and put one of these spikes there. And then, if I get a start position, you die like normal. But I said really wait, then you go over there. And because of that, you get a coin. Oh right, I forgot about that. There's a limit of 3 coins per level in this game. So what I can do is I can just place this. This is a coin too, but it's not a secret coin. Then I can scale it to twice as large. Then I can paint it orange. Oh, I have an idea. What if in the ship part there was like a secret route you could go? This probably isn't gonna work. But I'm thinking like that. Oh no, I have to redo this. Might as well get the coin again because it's satisfying. What? I don't like that. You go through all that effort and avoid the spike and you die to something that wasn't even intended? No. What do I do about this? I think I'm just gonna move this back. There we go, now it's not gonna happen ever. Well, that's impossible. I don't really think it's that easy to solve this, so I don't think I'm gonna do this coin idea. What about over here at this ending platform? I think this could be a cool part for a very short cube section. There's already a coin up here, but I never really liked that one anyway. So if they added this, this could be a replacement. So it would be like that. And then an exit back here. Then we need a cube portal. Maybe one more. And it could be like just a few jumps. Not over there. How's that? You die there. Well, I can just move this up. Boom, boom, boom. Beautiful. And then I can just add the coin over here. Perfect. I don't know if I want to do another one. Let me just move on to the next level. Oh, I know a good one. You could just like remove these spikes. But that would be too easy. Yeah, I think that's a little too easy. How about like that? I kinda like that. Maybe slightly nerfed though. And these look slightly off the ground too. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's perfect. Scale it up. If I decide to have showcases, it'll be at the end. I think I have enough for Stereo Madness. Let's move on to the next level, which is Jumper. And I actually decided to switch them so the real coins are the ones I made and the fake coins are the ones that are normally there. Now we can do jumper mini coins. We could do something where maybe you jump into here. But isn't there another coin in this level that's very similar to that? Here it is. That's not too similar, but I think it's close enough. We probably shouldn't do that. What about, could we move that over and then put a start position here? If we did that, you still can't fall through? Well, now you always do. I don't think that's a good idea. That's not gonna work at all. My idea was, what if you're here and then you fall down here and you land in here and then you get out somehow? But no, that's not gonna work at all. What if there was some way to do the ceiling of this section? Normally you just fall in there. What if you could jump over it? That kind of works. And you could just put this here. And I don't think you need this one. That's actually pretty good. And then maybe there's more gameplay on the roof. Oop. Maybe some triple spikes or something. This is a really tricky coin. Triple spike spam isn't the best, but I don't exactly know what else to do. It's very difficult. You can actually hit this thing over here. If you go on the normal route, okay, let's see how that affects the normal route. What are you normally supposed to do there? Oh, you probably land on the thing and then go off. And then you can just remove that. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Alright, I think it's done. So you jump here, and then you do all those triple spikes. And then you just do the normal jumper gameplay. I think it's pretty good. But does that make there's some crazy... But does that make it so there's some crazy skip on the normal route? No, it's totally fine. I think that's a pretty okay coin. It kind of turns Jumper into Time Machine for a sec. Time Machine is my least favorite level, but I feel like for a coin, a few triple spikes is okay. I don't really have as many coin ideas for Jumper. I think I might just do one this time. It's a little disappointing, but the coin I came up with I'm pretty happy with. And I just don't have any more ideas. I switched out the coin in the ship part for a fake coin and put the real coin here. I think we're done. This part was done after I recorded everything except for the outro, but I feel like one coin just isn't enough, so we're gonna try to do one more. What about right over here? Yeah, and then you would fall there. Maybe you hit a pad. Oh, then you hit that. That's an issue. Slightly earlier. Don't remove that. Oh, that's difficult. I don't think that's possible. Half a space later. Then copy this. I'm hoping that's gonna work.
So close. We could just go like that. I think that's fine. You still go the normal way. You still die if you hit that. But you could also do the coin route and go like that. Wait, but how would that even work? Because if you hit the pad, you just land there. And if I put a coin there, you just get it the normal way. Could I maybe put it still out of reach? You get it like that. Oh, you can't get it like that unless you jump, but you would die. So I think that's fine. I've just replaced it. So you can get it like that, but then you die, so you gotta go like that. I think that's really good. Unfortunately, I don't think Jump Pad has very many good places for coins, so I can only do 2. If anyone could come up with a third, tell me about the level. I want to see it. So that is done. Nice. Alright, now we can move on to the 7 Seas. So this is the 7 Seas. It's part of a spin-off game called Geometry Dash Meltdown. The thing though is, this was made a little bit more recently, so the visuals are a lot harder to match. But I'll try my best. Maybe we can move this down a block. That's too far, that's impossible. There. Yeah, you can do that. It's quite weird how you just land on the corner, but I think it's cool. Let's add our fake coin. Of course, I'll switch it out for a real one after. Make sure it's centered, and now let's scale it up. A lot of the colors are used this time. You can use this, I guess. That looks a little strange. 64? Okay. Yeah, so you can have as many as you want, I guess, so I'll just make a new one. That looks pretty good. So, to recap our first new coin. Wait. Oh right, I forgot how difficult it is. That's pretty good, I think. It's a little unintuitive, but people can figure it out. What about something over here in the ship part? Now, there's already a ship coin over here, and I don't just want to do that again, but I'm thinking something a little more right over here. Now, how does that go? Oops. There we go. That's pretty good. What about moving it a little further this way? That works. You can get that. I like it. I like it a lot. And it doesn't even require changing anything about the level, otherwise known as a PR coin. I actually really like this one. That's pretty good. What about over here? You can't already land on that, right? I don't think so. But what we can do is just delete these spikes and replace it with some fake spikes. That's too big. These ones are super tiny. There we go, that's pretty good, I think. And then we just add the coin up here. There we go. Oops. Now I don't think we really need to add more than 3. So that'll be it then. Now let's switch these over to real secret coins. Alright, I think we're just about done with that. The one thing I did change though is apparently there was actually a little monster on this platform, so I just removed that because this coin is already hard enough. Anyway, that's all of the levels we had to do today. I verified all 3 levels and put them in a list. I'll show the level ID at the beginning of each coin showcase. I actually lost all my progress on the levels other than Stereo Madness, but it was actually a good thing because I improved a few coins and fixed one that was easy to get on the main route that I somehow didn't notice. But does that make it so there's some crazy skip on the normal route? No, it's totally fine. And I fixed one that made the main route impossible. Let's get into the showcases. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much if you watched to the end. Please consider liking, subscribing, and especially commenting. That would be where this ends, but I have a few things I need to explain before I go. Firstly, this video was a bit scripted, but I don't really think it matters that much. The reason is you may have noticed the thumbnail only shows Stereo Madness and it has 7 coins instead of 3. I actually have the level I used for the thumbnail and I'll show it to you. This is the level I used for the thumbnail, and as you can see, those are the 7 coins, and what I did is I pressed save and play, and then I just took a screenshot while it was in slow motion, so you could see them all. I just think that's cool. Anyway, back to what we're discussing. The reason for this is I was originally planning to add 7 coins to Stereo Madness for a total of 10, but figured since 7 is a lot, I would find spots ahead of time to make things easier. The problem with that is it would be scripted, and also I realized 7 was way too much still, so I changed the video idea but kept the thumbnail. The problem is I already found all the good coin spots in the level, so it had to be scripted. Then in Jumper, I did the first coin not scripted, but quickly realized it was very hard to find spots in Jumper for coins, so did the next scripted to make things easier. They were all scripted in the 7 C's because I was thinking, editing this right now and it feels like I'm confessing to a crime. It would just be hard to find coin spots in general, when more likely it was just for Jumper, so sorry about that. I'm sorry if this upsets you, but I think it's fine to script if you say so, and I did. What I'm saying right now is also scripted because it's a lot to remember to say. Next, I'm sorry about the long wait for this video. It's been 8 days since my last video. The reason for this is mostly I'm lazy. I've always been lazy and probably always will be, but I'm going to try harder not to let that slow down my uploads. There are also some other reasons. The others are GD building videos take longer to make, and I was working on a pre-recorded video for when I go on vacation, but those aren't good enough reasons. Also, I scrapped a pre-recorded video because it would take too long to make and it wouldn't turn out good anyway. I'm going to do a better video for that. Lastly, I was going to do a system where whatever game I'm interested in will be my banner, but I've decided I think I'll play games I'm not interested in every few weeks so people who like only one game are happy. Sometimes I also end up playing multiple games, like I think I'll do another Jelly Venture video in the middle of my GD interest. Because of this, I think I'll need a different system, and my idea is every time I play a new game on the channel, I'll add it to my banner. That's the last thing. Sorry I had to read you a paragraph of text, but I'm guessing by this point everyone has left the video ages ago, so it doesn't really matter. Thanks for watching and bye.